Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or of course welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are new, then hello, lovely to meet you. My name is Alex, and if you are new here, make sure you stick around and subscribe. If you're not new and you've been here for a while, then why not make sure that notification bell is switched on just so you're notified of every single time that I upload. Now for today's video, I have a super exciting one because I am going to be testing a brand new palette by Beauty Bay. This is the New Mood eyeshadow palette. It retails for £15, so it's super affordable. I love the price of Beauty Bay palettes. This palette was actually accidentally leaked on Beauty Bay maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was under the Love Notes palette accidentally, and I was like, that doesn't look like the Love Notes palette. It's definitely a new one that they're bringing out. But it finally launched on the website the other day, and I cannot wait to do a video with this. So this is what the packaging looks like for the box, and this is what the packaging looks like. Now I must admit, I have seen a lot of like mixed opinions about the look of this eyeshadow palette, but this is what it looks like. Now immediately what I see when I look at this, I can see like different colour stories in it. I don't know if that's just me, but they've definitely grouped these together in some sort of colour story. So like here you could do a gorgeous bluey dark look. You've got some greens and yellows, you've got your neutrals, you've also got some pinks up here. So I feel like they've strategically placed them in these areas so you can see what types of looks you can do with this palette. And yeah, that does mean that you can do so many different looks with this palette. Me and my patrons were talking about it, and Beth was actually saying that this looks kind of similar to the Beauty Bay and Mama Mitchell palette. Like, obviously that one's discontinued, you can't buy it anymore. I think I do actually have it in my palette wardrobe. Yes, I do have a full wardrobe full of palettes. But there are just some really similar colours in this palette than there are the Mama Mitchell palette, so that's quite interesting. I mean, these palettes are always limited edition anyway, like for some reason they don't keep these ones permanently. But some of the shades, they do remind me of that palette and remind people of those palettes. But yes, this is what the palette looks like. I have honestly no idea what look to create. There is so many different colour combinations you could do. But firstly, let's get into the swatches and then we can get on into the eye look. Okay, so I've just primed my eyes with the Beauty Bay eye base. It's actually a really good eye base. I use the shade Base 2. And now we get to create a look with this palette. I honestly don't know where to start. I think I'm gonna start with the shade Passionate, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of that in my like low crease. Next, I'm going to take the shade Curious, which is this slightly orangey tone here, and I'm going to blend that kind of at like the top of that pink. Next, I'm going to take Optimist. Optimist, is that what it says? Optimist. What? Next, I'm going to take Optimist. Do you know what? I don't know, whatever that says, this yellowy shade here. And I'm going to blend that just at the top. I honestly don't know where I'm going with this look, so yeah. And then at the very, very top, I'm going to take Joyful, which is the bright yellow in the palette. Look how like beautifully blended these shades are. Like I barely have to do any blending, like it's pretty much all doing it itself, which is fabulous. Yeah, I'm gonna take the dark brown in the palette, which is called Powerful, and I'm gonna pop that on my inner and outer corner. Okay, for my shimmer, I'm going to take this shade here, which is called Gracious, and I'm going to pop that like just in the centre bit here. for the lower lash line, I'm going to take Confident, which is the really deep dark blue in the palette. For my inner corner and brow bone, I'm going to take the shade Free, which is one of the light shimmers in the palette, but this has like a pink reflect, so I feel like I should choose this one actually to go with the blue. Yeah, see how that one's got a pink, that's got a blue. I feel like this one to tie in with the blue. Yeah, that's the shade Serene, I think. Okay, so this is the finished eye look. I'm now just going to hop off camera. I'm going to finish my eyes and lips, and then I'll be right back with my final thoughts. Okay, so I'm back, and this is my completed makeup with the rest of my makeup on. Slightly obsessed. So lashes, I've finally decided to put lashes on for the first time in about 3 million years, and I used my much loved Revolution and Roxy lashes. I just love how they're like thicker on the outer part of the eye. For my mascara, I use the Revolution 5D Lash, and then my lips are the new cream lipstick by Beauty Bay, and this is the shade Suede. I actually thought this was much lighter when I ordered it, but it's not. It is quite a bold browny sort of shade. But yes, this is my completed makeup. Please let me know down below what you think. Okay, let's finally sit down and talk about this eyeshadow palette. Firstly, I love the packaging. It's super funky. Love it. I love the fact that this is only £16, so affordable. I love Beauty Bay eyeshadow palettes. You know, they never kind of let me down, really. The colour story, I personally think, is beautiful. I love how they've laid this out. So if you wanted to do like a monochrome sort of blue look, you'd go towards this section, neutrals up here, greens and blues down here, and then you've got pops of pink up here as well. So I do like it. I like how they've laid this palette out. I'm not gonna lie, when I did first look at it, I was a bit overwhelmed because I didn't really know what to do with it. But then that's when I thought, let's combine the pinks and the neutrals and then just add a pop of colour on the lower lash line. But there honestly are so many different looks you can do with this eyeshadow palette. I do feel like this is not a super cohesive eyeshadow palette just because it is kind of sectioned out in different ways. So if I feel overwhelmed, I feel like a lot of people would feel overwhelmed looking at this palette. But I think you've just got to like dive straight in and just go from one shade to another, really. I wasn't really thinking about the end look. I was just trying to reach for as many different shades as possible. But yeah, this is definitely not my favourite Beauty Bay eyeshadow palette that they've done. Just because the colour story for me, all their other ones have been a little bit more on the cohesive side of things. But saying that, I mean, the quality is the same as all their other palettes. The mattes are super pigmented, really easy to blend. The shimmers are stunning. This one has a different formula to the one I use in my inner corner. This one is more of that like hardly pressed shimmer, but good, still a good shimmer, but hardly pressed. This one is more of that squidgy, putty sort of formula, and I think it looks so pretty on my inner corner and brow bone. But yeah, this is definitely not my favourite Beauty Bay eyeshadow palette, but doesn't mean to say it's a bad one. It's still very good quality. I just think for me, the colour story of it is just not, it's just, I don't know, it's just not a straight, I don't look at this and go, yeah, that's the look I'm going to do. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I have to sit there and really think through what I'm going to do with it. But I do like the layout of it. I do like how they've sectioned it off. But yeah, that's pretty much my roundup thoughts and opinions on that palette. I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you did enjoy it, please let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. Let me know down below, what do you think of this eyeshadow palette? Because I am very intrigued to know. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.